Here we are again, back part 3 of episode 5. What we're going to talk about now is the Onyx. So why don't you start us off, John?
Oh, I don't know if you wanted to do that.
All right, I know.
This is,
It is what it is.
yeah, it absolutely is. It's a beautiful looking cigar. It's a dark Maduro wrapper. It's beautiful. The Onyx are always beautiful. I didn't know what it was, you know, when you handed it to us, of course. But it was, the very first half inch of the cigar was spicy, and I really enjoyed it. But it was very tough to draw. I mean, very tough to draw, to the point where we had to take a nail and actually, you know, pinprick it. I did that at a half inch. I did that at 1 inch, and I did it.
And then we drove a stake through it at the third time.
And I think it died. But I really didn't enjoy the cigar because I had to keep maintaining it. It was just, and I've never had that problem with most cigars. If you run the nail into it, and it works fine. And this did not, just refuse to release. So for that reason, I rated it an overall 3. But the flavor was very good at the start, and it got more flavorful towards the end. And I think it's because as I got towards the end, I kept poking it with the nail, and it did free up a little bit. But overall, it's a $7 cigar. We just spoke of a $7 cigar, which was a very good cigar. So I said I would not buy it based on the tough.
Unless it was like a
tough draw.
$3-4 cigar.
You would expect something
Yeah.
like that, but not from a $7 cigar. I wouldn't.
Avery?
I agree with most of what you said, but it drew a little easier, so it's going to get a little better overall rating for me. It had a nice unlit, sweet, nutty aroma, and I love those Maduro wrappers, but I said the body was light. Wasn't an unpleasant smoke. It was a pleasant smoke, but it wasn't the kind of flavor that an upstate guy like me wants.
A tough guy.
Yeah, tough guy. Tough
BTA.
Big tough guy.
Big, tough Avery.
But I did teach it a lesson. I cut it with a full cut double guillotine.
Ooh.
So, but the burn was even, and much of the peripherals were good. So all in all, I would give it a 4. However, at the price, I'd give it less than a 4.
Okay. And it seems to have ramped up, and I didn't do that particularly. I actually smoked this cigar at the same exact time as Avery did. We just picked it out randomly, and I have to say that the actual drawer on my cigar was fine. I actually rated it a 5 across the board as far as the draw. Flavor though was disappointing. I mean, when I see a dark wrapper that looks as gorgeous as the Onyx did, I expect a strong cigar. Okay, I figure I'm going to gag and Avery's going to say that it's just about right because I'm not a big tough Avery. But
Nobody is.
I mean, I don't know if they dye this wrapper. I don't know what they do, but whatever it is, it just doesn't stand up to the good looks of the cigar. And overall, I rated it a 4. At $7, I mean, I've had better, I've had worse. I think it's a great smoke the way that I had it, because great to me means I have plenty of smoke coming out. I have a nice draw. It looks good. And it doesn't cause me any problems, although it seems like each person it was a little bit different, which to me now spells out that in a box of these there might be major inconsistencies. So take it for what you want to do there. That's a cigar made by General Cigars, which is the world's largest manufacturer of cigars, and they do many, many brands. The next cigar and the final cigar that we do is my favorite as far as being like a dad representing his children. And that would be the Silver Lance. And that's an $8 cigar. And why don't we go over to Avery?
And funny enough, Vin knows I haven't smoked many Silver Lances. That might have been even one of the reasons.
They were $8. He didn't want to spend it.
He likes the 3s.
Well, I'll tell you, I was looking at the unlit appearance, and I was saying, hey, what's this vein here? What do you mean a vein? What are you talking about? That gave me, I had a little hint there, but still I wasn't sure. It was blind. But I will tell you, it was a nice smoke. And the overall unlit appearance, I gave a 5 because Vin explained to me that what I thought were deficiencies were actually my lack of knowledge about cigars.
Plus, he didn't have his glasses on.
The cap construction, a 5. But I used a shallow V cut, and with the shallow V cut, I could get all the flavor I wanted out of this cigar. And the cigar had a flavor, and again, it had the nuttiness, the leather, the brandy, the scotch, the chocolate, the vanilla. It had it.
In the kitchen sink.
In the kitchen sink, as long as it's a tasty kitchen sink.
Very nice.
It smoked well, it drew well. There's not a lot I can say other than 5 at any price.
John, you've always said this was your cigar, so why did it feel blind?
This cigar, this is the best cigar, the best $8 cigar I've ever smoked. And
I'd love to hear it.
And I can't make that point strong enough. The thing about this cigar is that, you know, when I smoke cigars, and I read years ago about smoking a cigar, you get added flavor by passing it through your nostrils. And I've always done that with a cigar, and a lot of cigars, when you do that, it makes your eyes water. The first couple times you do it, it makes your nose run. This cigar has got to be appreciated by passing it through your nostrils. I love it. And when I do that, I get much more flavor from it. And this cigar does not at all hinder your nostrils, your eyes, anything. Does not interrupt the smoking process.
When I was watching you hold your nose and blow it through your ears,
that was different.
You impressed the heck out of me with that one.
Let me show you how that works.
I've never seen that before.
And chicks dig that.
You blew it right in my face out of you.
Chicks dig the blowing it out the
That's it. He can't do it now. Forget it. He's
No,
rude.
he did. It hit me in the face there, right from
But
his ear.
please, let me finish. The first quarter inch was, I said creamy and nutty. It's a box press. The looks of the cigar is unparalleled. I love the look of the cigar. It's a box press. It looks, you know what, this cigar reminds me of eating whole wheat bread compared to white bread. And that's what I think every time I smoke this. Is
That's
that
good.
this cigar has something extra in it. But it goes right from there's an oily sheen on the exterior of it. It's just a beautiful cigar. It burns evenly. I don't have any problems. Anytime I smoke these, and boy do I smoke a number of them. It's very flavorful right down to the last quarter inch. I've set it up.
There we go, and I appreciate that. What was the rating?
Oh yeah, right. What do you?
He gave it a 1.
I gave it a 5, and I said, would I buy it against the price? I gave it, yeah, I gave it a straight 5s.
I think you said I could raise it $2 and you'd still buy it.
For everybody else.
Oh, sorry.
For
All right,
everybody
we'll leave
else.
it the way it
Yes,
is then.
please.
Of course, I smoked it. I knew what it was, but this was my pet project. I actually went over to the Dominican. I actually hand grabbed the tobacco that I wanted to make the blend, and this is my pet project. It was a 5 across the board on this. But if anyone thinks that this is a commercial, what I'd like you to do is go to a website that has now become a friend. He's rated my cigars blind. His name, the name of the show is cigarobsessions.com, and he goes through 8.5 minutes in fast time that actually smokes the entire cigar in front of you, and he gives an explanation that's just second to none. So I recommend you go that and do it, and you'll enjoy it. What I'd like to do now is finish up this section. We're going to go to section 4 and finish up part 4. And we're going to come back with talking about the wine. We're going to thank our sponsors and so on and so forth, and just have a couple of minutes of enjoyment. All right? Talk to you soon.